Well, guys, after the long 6-year wait, that day is finally here.
See, Rosella, we're finally getting Snezhnaya, which was delayed last year due to whatever reason we needed to go to Not Cry, besides selling lunar reactions. And Snezhnaya won't be much different with the upcoming stellar meta. I just know that there will be a lot more enemy mechanics that will require you to have the characters if you want to have the best advantage.
Well, you may be right, Shibalanke. They were a bit more generous this time by buffing some older characters, like Yae Miko and Chi-Chi, for example, to utilize stellar conduct.
Speaking of Chi-Chi, it still surprises me to this day how good she suddenly became through her buffs after years of being a meme, which gave her a shorter skill cooldown. And the fact that she now gives 50% stellar conduct damage.
Yeah, if you try telling a player from the past that she will finally be good in around 6 years, they would find you crazy. However, if you don't have Sandrone, Chi-Chi won't be as useful for your account. Also, I still don't understand Yae Miko getting buffed over Raiden, since not too many people pulled for her back then.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, Shibalanke. I know Chan must have been livid after hearing about this.
Oh right, he's the Raiden main I've been coming across so much on Instagram. Honestly, this is going to enrage some people, but the best use I've ever had was building full elemental mastery on Raiden with Gilded Dreams and Dragon's Pain for the Hyper Bloom build as a support for Alhaitham and even Nobilet that you used to be able to do back then with Furina and Baizu, before the meta shifted into the lunar meta with Columbina, Lauma and Nefer, who became the better options.
Yeah, I don't blame you, since her best value as a DPS is locked behind C2, which a lot of people weren't willing to pull for.
Also, her skill has a 25-second uptime, which didn't feel bad to play around for Alhaitham and Nevilet's rotations. Plus, the Hyper Bloom seeds did a good amount of damage. But nowadays, you can just pair those two with Columbina, Lauma, and Inefa, who are basically able to carry nearly any team you can think of.
Right, I even remember the 6.3 Abyss being so easy, to the point where I tried Columbina as a quick swap Lunar Bloom main DPS, and it actually worked.
Oh yeah, I also remember Atsuko mentioning that she even managed to clear it through pairing Hu Tao and Yelan with Columbina and Inefa, making it a lunar vape team. Oh, and also for Alhaitham and Nuvalet. Columbina can be replaced by Furina since they both benefit more from elemental damage bonus if she's needed for another team. Anyways, it's a shame that you won't be able to join our Discord session this time around, May.
Yeah, I invited 2 of my good friends from work for a meeting where we discuss about our plans for future fashion designs, who should be arriving at any moment. I'll make it up to the 2 of you by joining your Wuthering Waves livestream session.
We completely understand, so you don't need to worry that much, May.
Speaking of which, that should be them. I'll go open the door for them.
Wow, this house is wonderful! I'm glad we decided to have our meeting here.
I totally agree with you, Alina. May really put a lot of effort with setting the place up.
Thanks, you guys. I really appreciate it. Anyways, I'll let the 4 of you get acquainted with each other.
Hello there, my new friends. My name is Unwal Kaslana, but feel free to call me Un. I'm the avatar of Dalnim, the Korean goddess of the moon. My cousin Ziyue told me a few things about the 2 of you. She also wanted me to let you know that she and Miyuji won't be able to join your Discord session for the Genshin livestream since Chang'e invited them to have dinner at her place. So she asked me to let you know that our best friend from Seattle, who you've heard her mention pretty frequently, and another friend you both are more familiar with, will be taking their spots.
Damn. Well, that has to suck. Either way, thanks for letting us know, Un.
Well, if it isn't Perun's avatar Alina, Rosella and I knew you were into fashion, but we had no idea that you and her sister worked together.
Hey, Shibalanke and Rosella. It's always nice seeing the 2 of you again.
Oh, so the 2 of you already know each other.
Yeah, we run into her and her boyfriend at Ling Dynasty from time to time.
Oh, by the way, you 2 need to stop by my friend Aster's restaurant one day. She has arguably the best Italian food you can find in all of China. As one of her childhood best friends from Santa Rosa, I've always admired how outgoing and friendly she is towards everyone, including her generosity towards her employees, which is something you rarely see from a boss every day.
Now that you bring her up, Alina, I remember her mentioning that she's basically Zeus's avatar, which is surprising for someone like her, since she's also a lot different compared to the stories I've heard about Zeus being hated, since he was known for being a tyrant with more baby mothers than Anthony Edwards from the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Well, you're not wrong, Shibalanke. She prefers to call him Jupiter as her way of showing respect towards her Roman mythology.
Also, this will come off as a surprise, but there's another avatar from the Greek side who happens to be one of my cousins. I'll be sure to introduce you all to him whenever I get the chance.
Whoa, hold on now. Just how many people from your family are there?
A lot more than you can imagine, May.
No kidding, Un. You guys are moving like the Uchiha clan at this point.
I was just thinking the same thing, May. However, instead of having black hair with the Sharingan, they're known for having white hair and mostly blue eyes.
If you guys have heard of this self-proclaimed great assassin guy I've been seeing a lot lately, you guys would pretty much be his biggest kryptonite, since he really hates fighting against white or yellow-haired individuals.
I can hardly get enough of his funny videos where he always gets himself in the worst situations. We'll be sure to visit Aster's restaurant one day when the opportunity comes.
Well, May and I have been there once with Alina, and we can vouch for her when we say that the food and customer service there is wonderful.
Anyways, Rosella and I prepared dinner earlier, so we should start eating first before we begin our meeting.
1 hour later.
Man, I can hardly get enough of you and May's cooking, despite being here for only a year. Ignacio is really lucky to have someone like you as his girlfriend.
Yeah, I've really learned a lot from helping and watching how she cooks over the past 5 years. Speaking of which, I got a message from him that he won't be able to make it today since he currently has an errand to run. But he'll be able to join us next session for the Wuthering Waves live stream.
You know, come to think of it, it's been a long time since I last spoke with him. I remember Kini Chahao telling me during my last Discord session with the boys that he finally made Ignacio his avatar after the tragic situation with his father.
Yeah, life for him has gotten a lot tougher ever since. But good thing he's still managing.
First, the situation between him and his brother Quirino after they both lost in the tournament. And then one day Ignacio comes home as he witnesses his father murdered in a pool of blood. And Quirino wonders why I chose you over him to be my avatar.
Regardless of who won the tournament, I remember you revealing that you were going to choose me due to the unanimous support I've had from the people last time I visited, and also the amount of trust you have for me. However, Ignacio told me that Quirino ended up being chosen by Apua.
Of all the Mayan gods, it really had to be him.
Hey, Solana. I'm glad you were able to make it this time.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back here as well. By the way, I invited a special guest who'll be joining us shortly. You know, I've really been looking forward to Snezhnaya for a long time. To think after 6 long years that the live stream is finally here.
Yeah, I can say the same, Solana. However, the upcoming Stellar Meta, which will be required to have the upper hand against majority of the enemies, just like how it was with Lunar and Natlan's Night Soul system, kills the mood for me.
Yeah, you know they about to pull some more bullshit like they always do every fucking year. What them niggas did with the first half of this Abyss rotation, where you basically need Sandrone and Stella reactions or you ain't clearing that shit, is just the beginning.
Yep, but at least last year when Inefa first came out with Lunar Charged, you weren't really required to have her to get full clears. Hoyo has become the most predatory it's ever been with Genshin coming out with these new reactions, typically locked behind 5 stars. But at least this time they buffed older characters to be able to make use of Stellar. However, not a lot of people have those units since they weren't as popular when they first came out. And some of them, besides Yae Miko and Chi-Chi, who was the most surprising since she was known as the worst 5-star in the game since the beginning, don't have that much of an impact.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody would waste their pools for those niggas when you literally had Citlali along with Sandrone, as well as Colombina this banner phase for those that missed her during her first banner. Plus the new lineup of broken Snezhnaya characters that we about to get throughout the upcoming patches. Also, Honkai Scam Rail got their own situation with the new paths every year, along with the constant power creep that is so much worse since you literally can't clear endgame content with old characters. And don't get me started with their shitty long-ass stories that made us all quit.
It's a miracle how this idiot Xiao Ji still hasn't been fired after what he did with Asphorius. The 3.2 mission with the crowd chanting, "Let him die," for like 5 minutes straight is what did it for me. And I hope we don't need to mention anything about the shitty Fate collab that occurred 2 versions later. Also, I'm glad I only played Menless Zone 0 up to the point where I unlocked banners when it first came out, knowing how sexualized that game has become.
Speaking of which, have any of y'all seen this year's Epic 7 summer event story? These niggas must be trying to compete with ZZZ with these recent characters, cause this is some of the weirdest shit I've ever seen from them. Epic 7 has always been known for having arguably the most gooner characters. But bro, before 2025, it was never this bad, despite a lot of exceptions.
Yeah, I'm starting to understand what you mean, Amari. I've never seen a summer event as sexual as this. As soon as Hana made it to the short cutscene that wasn't voiced for English due to their budget, where we see the main character doing some seductive bullshit, she instantly had to cut it off.
I am also with you on this, my friend, since I couldn't bear to read through any more of that sheet for hours. What type of freaky-ass nigga wrote this rhinoceros sheet about a lesbian version of Charlotte/March 7th from Temu, who seduces and bites people like a fucking cannibal?
Yeah, I don't mean to spoil the story for some of y'all watching this at home that haven't played through it yet, even though it's hinted in the trailers. But Aobe gets possessed by a dark coral who be making her do all those things to satisfy her hunger.
Now that I think about it, she also gives some Jehoda vibes since she's also an assistant for an information broker.
If she were to try that same exact bullshit against Nefa, all hell would break loose.
Yeah, I don't see her letting it slide knowing how scary she is in the story.
Quirino, after all this time you finally decide to show yourself.
Well, if it isn't the weirdo my foolish brother won't stop simping for. It's been a hot minute since we last spoke, Rosella.
Yeah, I can say the same. And it wasn't on good terms either, I'll tell you that much.
Hold on! How the fuck did this bastard find the server? Doesn't Lucian have this secured?
It doesn't matter now, Solana, because I'm about to make sure that he never thinks about interrupting the peace here. There! I banned him from ever joining the server.
What a relief. I don't have the time or patience to deal with any toxicity right now.
I agree. I cannot be bothered as well, since I already foresee the Genshin livestream being worse enough as it is. This is the developers' final chance to prove themselves worthy, or else a lot more people will abandon it for Wuthering Waves, which has been doing really well these days.
Well, either that or quit gacha as a whole, because I wouldn't recommend anybody to try the other Hoyo games and set them up for more failure.
Also, there is Arknight's Endfield, which has an even worse gacha system than Genshin, and Neverness to Everness, which has mixed opinions despite it having guaranteed banners for both characters and weapons.
Yeah, I remember hearing that they used AI, and also had a Twitch channel playing reruns from different content creators to farm views, since not that many people are playing or watching it right now.
I remember how hyped it was when it first came out, since I remember hearing that they gave out a lot of free stuff, which felt like an anniversary. But then it died out after the recent versions. I understand a lot of people hate Saint Tontus since he can be toxic and insecure when he gets trolled by his chat at times. But after seeing one of his recent videos, I don't know if I can trust Gacha Smack anymore since he basically sold out on his fans for the bag.
And let's not forget that Saint is arguably the #1 Wu-Wah glazer ahead of Cosmos, which I don't blame at this point, after seeing the dark path Hoyo is going down. I remember a video where he called Wu-Wah rotation slop, and ZZZ a button masher. Even though the way I see it, those two ain't that much different from each other, since you pretty much spam normal attacks with skills and rotation swaps in between majority of the time in both games.
Did you really think that was gonna stop me? Your chill Discord session streak ends here, Rosella.
What? How the fuck are you back? Didn't I just ban you 2 minutes ago? It's all good, I'll just do the same exact thing. Bro, you gotta be fucking kidding me right now. Now I'm unable to kick you again.
Did that Rosel Claire from Temu looking hacker really think he would be able to stop someone like me? Unfortunately for him, I too have a hacker by my side to rival yours.
So Rosella, is there really nothing you can do?
I tried messaging Lucian to help us, but that mysterious hacker of his revoked his admin privileges.
Quirino, how dare you decide to show your fucking face here? We know what you did to your father. Y te preguntas por qué elegí a Rosella como mi avatar en lugar de a ti, maldito hijo de puta!
Bitch, that tournament didn't even matter. You were gonna choose this harmless-looking weirdo regardless based off the popularity she has in El Condor. But it's all good, though. Now that I was chosen by Apua, I'll make sure that you regret your decision, Shibalanke. As her and my brother become sacrifices for greater power, for me and my undead army.
If you think they're going to allow that to happen, then you must be delirante.
I agree with my man Shibalanke. I've known Rosella for 1.5 years, and she's one of the strongest people that I've ever met so far. And I've seen a lot of fighters as a martial arts teacher.
He's actually aware of it, Amari, but scared to admit that he lost to her in the tournament during the finals.
Ugh. You know, that annoying-ass high-pitched voice of yours is something I always get tired of hearing. Kukulkan from Grand Order?
Did someone mention my name just now? I hope I didn't arrive too late.
Well, if it isn't my homie Kukulkan. Welcome to Rosella's Garden of Roses. By the way, he was making fun of Solana since she resembles the Grand Order version of you.
So it's you, Kirino. Shibalanke here tells me that you became Apua's avatar a year ago.
So I see you have a human form now. Who the hell are you supposed to resemble? A femboy version of Zaya from League of Legends? The two of you never fail to amaze me.
Hey, you better take that back. Matter of fact, I would like to see you back it up during our next encounter.
I'll hold you to it then, Solana. You better hope that you don't end up being a sacrifice.
No one will be getting sacrificed on my watch, Quirino. What type of twisted person sacrifices their own dad for power? You don't even realize how much trauma you brought towards your brother over your pathetic beef with him that could have been settled. Now you're in a point of no return.
If only Ignacio hadn't interfered and allowed you to win. I would have had a much easier matchup and shown how worthy of an avatar of Shibalanke I would have been compared to you. And because of that, he's shattered our family reputation.
So that's the real reason you've been causing Ignacio so much stress and trauma. You mad that you weren't able to take advantage of him to become Avatar yourself.
You truly are one of the most pathetic mortals I have ever come across, if that's the case. Your malevolent path of sacrificing others for the sake of greater power, rather than earning it, will be the reason for your downfall.
Ignacio and I will be sure to make you pay for what you've done. How could you do this to someone so kind-hearted and hardworking to your dad who wanted nothing but a better life for the both of you? Ever since your mom died, everything slowly started to go downhill with your family. You're no longer the same person we once knew.
The reason why I put my trust in Rosella to be my avatar is because she reminds me of your mother, who also happens to be my previous avatar.
Hold up, for real? I had no idea.
Yeah, she shared the same kindness and determination as Rosella. I was also a good friend of her husband. In fact, he was the one who introduced me to Rosella after his wife passed away from a major sickness. This is the type of person I value. Someone who's willing to share compassion with others and remain true to themselves. And for this exact reason, someone like you, who thrives for mayhem and validation to feed your ego, would never be fit to be my avatar, Quirino.
Our moms were best friends, so Ignacio and I would often see each other. That's also how I met Rosella, by the way. However, my parents separated at a young age, so I was always moving back and forth between Oakland and Livermore, which is around 40 minutes away. And thanks to Isabella murdering my family from my mom's side along with our village in Mexico during our trip, I was stuck with my rich dad for a couple more years, who I hardly ever got along with, and his horrible wife and 2 kids who were even worse towards me. After I finally turned 18 and saved up a sustainable amount of money, a friend of mine offered me to be her roommate in Oakland, and I instantly accepted her offer since I would rather be anywhere else besides that family who doesn't actually care about me.
The difference between my avatar and you, Kirino, is that you actually had a loving family. But then you ended up throwing it all away just because you wanted to become what you mortals call a sore loser, and put the blame on others besides yourself. To be honest, Kenichi Hao warned us not to choose you as our avatar through Itsamna's revelation, since he sensed a dark omen about your future, which ended up being correct.
Oh, so that's how it is, Birdman. Unfortunately for y'all, Apua ended up selecting me as his avatar. It's like how the saying goes, when one door closes, another one opens.
This beach nigga really thinks he's Dar Man now. And he is one of the most shady content creators I have ever seen, since he doesn't even pay his own actors well.
Yeah, and also, majority of his videos are repetitive with the same stories, and most noticeably, the actors. But that ain't important right now. You better get your bitch ass out of here, since you fucking up my friend's video, nigga.
Yeah, you're even putting so much more pressure on our editor since he has to go through this entire footage, plus the Snezhnaya livestream section, which will most likely be uploaded later than expected thanks to you.
Man, fuck you and your editor. Sean Acolum, or however you say his stupid-ass last name's videos, aren't even good anyways. There's no way he didn't bot his fake-ass 30,000 subscribers. If his videos have actually gotten better compared to when he first started 12 years ago at 14, as he probably claims, then why is no one watching them?
Heh, did your hacker really think he could hold me back for long? Your time is up, Quirino.
Well, if it isn't the poor man's heir of the Covenant. You Kaslanas are truly something else. You all haven't seen the last of me. But before you kick me, just know this. I'm glad that I did my part in fucking up Sean's video as intended. And Timu Tanjiro Rosella, you'll be meeting your family's killer soon.